Welcome to Bill the Drone Reviewer Podcast, Episode 32, Rotor Talk Live, Skydio 2, DJI's Response. Got that coming up next. Last night, Marcus Crawford and I hosted Rotor Talk Live, and among the subjects that we talked about last night was the news regarding the Zino Pro. We also talked about some more Q&A regarding the Skydio 2, and we spent the bulk of the evening talking about the news from Drone DJ regarding the DJI Mavic Mini. So without any further ado, let's roll that episode in its entirety. Good evening, and welcome to Rotor Talk Live Season 2, Episode 41, How Skydio 2 DJI's Response. Marcus, how are you tonight?
Darn good, Bill. Yeah, just happy to be here. I was out
living a
dream
dream
earlier today.
We're all kind of like living that dream. I know. Josh is in the house. Art's in the house. FSU Grad 03. How are you, my friend? Drone Master Brad Hendo, Whizbang 99, Tuan Lee, Fat Boy Pup 78. Guys, welcome. We got a lot to do tonight. We got a lot to go over tonight. First of all, let's talk about the Zino Pro, because I think Josh got some news about a pre-order today. Did you see that?
I did, Bill, and in fact, I got that same email. So it looks like Banggood evidently has them in stock, and they're going to ship. So yeah. So that I'm looking forward to that little guy. In fact, I was out flying the Zino today.
So what's the word on the price?
Well, I think $399 is what it is on the Hubsan US site, and then $399 also on Banggood. But I know some people are getting like a $40 discount on Banggood, so $369. Here's what I'll tell you, Bill. I have a feeling that is a short-lived. That full price is not going to be around for long, because the Zino Hubsan is going to have to compete with all the other new stuff coming out. And let's face it, with the specs of that drone, they're going to have to compete on price.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you did take the Zino out today?
I did. In fact, what it was I kind of a. The Zino's been out for almost a year, and so I just took it out and just kind of went over, the flight characteristics that we all had seen in the past, where it dips and raises and so forth, and then also doing some of the automated flight modes. The only thing that I didn't get to was doing a waypoint mission, but I did line fly, did an orbit mode, did a panorama, just kind of messed around with it and kind of reminisced about all the changes that we've seen with that drone over the year, and then talked a little bit about what we can expect on the Pro coming out. So it's been kind of a slow start to the year, but boy, we're going to have a whiz bang end.
Hey, I got a question for you. Okay, so does that mean your Zino 1 is going to be on eBay soon when the Zino Pro gets there?
God, so it's funny you mentioned that. Ron Brown asked me the same thing, and it's tough because that drone has a lot of sentimental value to me. I mean, I hate to say that. I mean, it's a freaking piece of plastic, but it does because it's a product that I got to kind of grow with and go through all of the trials and tribulations with. But the point of it is, I get the new Zino Pro. Who's going to be flying the regular Zino then, right? You're going to be flying the new one. And do I let it sit on a shelf and just be a trophy, or do I pass it on to somebody else that might enjoy it?
That's a good, that was the first thing I thought about today, because I know Josh has one too, and I'm just wondering what you guys are going to do with the first ones. But I know how. I'll use the word. I don't want to use the word painful, but I know how involved the process was in doing the firmware updates originally.
It was. I mean, and it really did. you do feel like you have some ownership in that whole thing, because we all had to learn the ins and outs of that little drone. And yeah, so it does, and it's just fun to fly is the main thing. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably will pass it on to somebody, because I just would hate to see it just sitting on the shelf gathering dust.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, we got some big news, but before we get to the big news tonight, everybody's still kind of, I mean, you go out and you look, if you type Skydio 2, you probably get 1,000 hits right now on YouTube, okay? Because there are everybody's got videos out there. I've got a couple, and there's just a plethora of them out there. But one of the things I did, and Skydio's been very great, because what they've done with me is they posted in one of my videos, the first video, so if you have any questions, ask us. And I said right here, and they've been very responsive. So I got some questions answered today that I know a lot of people have been asking. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and share that right now. I thought this was actually pretty interesting. Let me get that up here. All right. Okay. Skydio, more questions from subscribers and viewers. How many units in each batch? Orders will be shipped starting when? Will it be based on the order of those that pre-ordered first, or those that pay their balance first? Will the accessories ship with Skydio 2, and will you need a sign to receive the shipment? Okay. Now, number one, unfortunately, we're not announcing how large batches are. Number two, batch one orders start shipping in November, batch two in January, and batch three in Q2 2020. Orders will be sent in the order they were received. Accessories will ship with the drone. I'm unsure of whether you would have to sign. Okay, so we got some answers to. I mean, a lot of people have been asking questions, not only in the comment section, but also on the pages. I know Marcus has a group, I have a group, and Ron has a group. And I've been kind of compiling these, and I sent them. And Skydio has been very responsive, and that's something I think is great, Marcus. That I'm really impressed with how well they've gotten back to me so far.
Yeah, and you couple that with the fact that Ken Dono was telling us yesterday that, I don't know where he got the information, but he had heard that they'd already sold out that third batch too. So people that are ordering today, it's going to be probably in the middle to latter half of next year before they're able to get one. So it's pretty clear there was a lot of pent-up demand for that kind of drone, and that's got to be good news for Skydio and good news for us in the drone community, because it gives an injection to a potential competitor to DJI, and it's all, competition is good for all of us, and the fact that it's American built and designed is freaking awesome. And you have to know that those people are right now trying to figure out how they can automate their production system and how they can pump a bunch more of those out.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Now, I've watched several videos, and there's been a lot of great ones out there. Gadget Inspector, you have a great video on the Skydio too, by the way. I know he's watching tonight. But one of the things that I've seen a lot of people discuss, and I wanted to kind of bring this up, people are talking about the camera, and it's a 12 megapixel camera, and it shoots 4K 30. All right. Now, let's say this, Marcus. Most people, including I'm speaking for me, but I think I speak for you, and I know Ron's not here, but I think he would agree as well too. Okay, when you're taking a drone up, okay, let's say 9 times out of 10, or maybe even 99 times out of 100, you're shooting video. You're not taking still pictures. Okay. Now, you shoot in 4K 30, you're going to get some pretty awesome video from that. Okay. 12 megapixel camera, it'll be good. Okay. I mean, go back 5 years ago, if you had a 12 megapixel camera, it was a good camera, So, yeah, I agree as far as the camera is concerned, as far as still pictures, but the video at 4K 30, that is very spot on as far as I'm concerned. I don't have any problem with that. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think the camera is going to be listen, it's think of the Skydio as like the GoPro of the air. I mean, and I mean that's kind of what it is, right? It's an action camera in the air. So, you know, if you're going to buy a high-end camera, you're going to get a DSLR or something like that. I just don't think that's what it's intended to be. If you're taking photographs, yeah, stick with your Mavic 2 Pro. It's going to take way better pictures, probably. Although, how do we know? We haven't seen it yet. So
yeah, we haven't seen it yet.
So we don't really know. But I'm telling you, you put the 4K video of the Mavic 2 right next to the 4K video of the Skydio, and I'll bet you'll have a tough time telling the difference.
I agree. You know, one of the other things that I'm seeing, that I've seen a lot with these videos is, you know, the videos on the Skydio too, you know, are people that are talking about how this is more of a, how do I want to put it? An action type drone, meaning, you know, follow me type drone, that you're, you know, into doing biking or other sports and, you know, having it follow you, you know, while you could say that it is that, having a remote control changes the game on this. Okay. Having that, and, you know, and I will say this, kudos to Skydio for partnering with Parrot. Okay. Because that's, you know, and I'll tell you this, you know, if you know anything, because I majored in business in college, when you do partnerships like that, okay, it's a win-win for both companies. And Skydio didn't have to spend all that money in R&D and research, development, testing, and everything. They had something that it was usable. It was ready to go, and all it really needed was the software with the controller.
So I think that's key. I totally agree that those guys, the principals of that company, are all software engineers, and that's probably the genius of the thing. Although it has, like we discussed before, it's got enough. It's basically a supercomputer that flies. I mean, computing power of that thing is insane.
Oh, it is. Having that NVIDIA in there, I mean, that's really kind of off the charts. Okay, I mean, just totally off the charts. All right.
So we're going to find uses for it, Bill. I guess what my point of it is, we're going to find uses for it that we don't even think of with our drones now.
Oh yeah. You know, and you know, people are not thinking. You know, when they're thinking, you know, you're going to have the beacon and it'll follow you and it'll do that. You know, plus it'll have the controller plus the app. I mean, you can use autonomous modes. But I think one of the things you can remember, you know, treat it like it's going to be like, say, like a Spark or maybe a Mavic Air kind of a thing. And it's going to have a lot of functions and features on it that I think people are going to be surprised about, you know, as far as like when you get to the app and you open the app up, you're going to see, you know, like, you know, these like asteroid boomerangs, you know, things like that, some fun kind of things to do with something like this. And I think it's going to be a very user-friendly drone. I think it'll be very easy. I think you'll find your setup and getting up in the air time is going to be very minimal. I mean, just very, very minimal on this. You know what I'm saying?
It's made to appeal to experienced drone pilots and new people that are not so much interested in the drone as they are, like I said, a GoPro that they want to record their mountain biking or whatever their main hobby is. And so I think they'll have a pretty wide audience. And Parks and Tech, Josh, is at wanting to know if it can follow me in my Corvette. Well, the Corvette will do, I don't know, roughly 175, something like that. And the top speed on the Skydio is 36 miles an hour. So I'm not so sure about that one, Josh, but you know.
Maybe if Marcus had a radio controlled Corvette, maybe it'll keep up with something like that.
There you go.
All right.
You know, no, that's a good thought. So, you know, I like Josh and a few people have been testing these RC cars. Just think about having that thing you're doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to give you a perspective. Your video is going to be about the little RC car, but the Skydio is going to record it all.
Okay, Marcus, I don't know if you knew this, but what was it, 2017 I did this? Yeah, 2017. Somebody suggested I do this. So I went out to the church field, the big empty field there. And you know what, I got it to work, and it was a lot of trial and error. And I went through 3 batteries on the Spark, and I went through 3 batteries on the Mavic Pro, but I got the Spark, okay, believe it or not, to active track the Mavic Pro. Okay?
Oh, no kidding?
Oh yeah. But see, the real most difficult thing with that was, okay, a couple of things. You had to have the right separation of altitude between the two, because if you were too close, it wouldn't work. And if you were too far, it wouldn't work. You had to have it at the right altitude. And the other thing was, okay, as long as it was doing a straight line, like I did a straight line with the Mavic Pro, it followed it. And I'm like leaping and jumping, I'm like, just going nuts. But as soon as I turned the Mavic Pro, the Spark lost track. Okay. It just lost track. And by that time I was like 19% battery in one and 20% in the other, and I had to bring them back, but I did get it to work. So, that kind of a possibility exists as well with doing that,
and of course the Skydio is going to be far more, it has so much more computing power than anything we've seen so far. So,
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, now we're getting to DJI's response, and what a response it was. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and share the screen here. Our good friend, Hey Kestelou, Drone DJ, has a fantastic article on this, and you can see DJI Mavic Mini confirmed in FCC database filing. Okay. And it's there, Mavic Mini. And the links are in here, and I'm going to drop a link in the description so you guys can go ahead and check that out. According to the latest rumors, a small foldable unmanned aircraft will weigh in at 245 grams. If that is, Marcus, these things are going to fly off the flipping shelf.
They won't be able to keep them on the shelf.
Yeah. And here's the label for it, and the label location, which is going to be inside the compartment there.
And these are those old pictures, aren't they?
Right. These are the old pictures, although these are some new ones right here, with the adapter right here. I hadn't seen these before. These are new pictures. Talking about a runtime of 18 minutes, a range of 3.1 miles, top speed of 31, 12 megapixel stills, okay, and 4K 30. Boy, where did we just say that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, they're expecting it to be $399 and the drone be released well before Q4 shopping season. Okay.
$399, really?
Yeah, that's what Drone DJ is saying. Now, in the confidentiality letter from June 25th, DJI requested a short-term secrecy cycle of 180 days, which brings us to December 22nd. We expect DJI Mavic Mini to be released well before the shopping season. Wouldn't surprise us if we still see this new drone hit the market later this month. Okay. Now, first of all, one of the things that I want to bring up with you is, there's an old saying at the church that I went to: when I pray, coincidences happen. When I don't, they don't. Okay. I don't believe this is a coincidence, Marcus. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I'm sure, I guarantee you that a company as sophisticated as DJI is up to speed with what their competition is doing, and vice versa. I'm sure Skydio, those guys are all well connected in the tech universe, and I'm sure they had a pretty good idea of what DJI is going to be throwing out there. So, yeah, it's good for all of us. And $399, like you said, Bill. Holy cow, that just opens up that price point. That would be stunning. And so the first thing I'm thinking of when you said $399, I thought, okay, what does that do to drones like the Zino Pro? That makes that thing, it better be $150 or nobody will buy it.
Oh yeah.
Why would they?
Oh yeah. That's just that's just one of those things that I think, if this is the 245 grams, like they're talking about this, it's just gonna fly. It's just absolutely gonna fly.
Yeah. So what's that? That means that you wouldn't have to put You wouldn't have to register it. Now, you still have to abide by all the FAA regulations, but for some reason that appeals to a lot of people. I mean, I don't think that's not something that would that bothers me, putting my drone number on the side of a drone, but I know it's something that a lot of people do get kind of excited about. So man, they won't be able to keep them in stock.
You know, and to me, and I
Hit
will
that
say,
button quick, Bill. That's what I'm
oh
telling you.
gosh, yeah. As soon as that, and I think what they'll do is, knowing DJI's history, okay, and what they did almost this entire year is they've all been soft releases, from the smart controller down to the Osmo Mobile 3. They've all been smart releases, or soft releases, meaning it's just announced on the web. They don't have to spend the money to hold an event, because those events, I can tell you, they cost DJI a bundle of money. That way it saves them that money. The other thing I wanted to mention is this, okay? Hey Kestelou took a lot of heat for this.
He did.
Was spot on.
As did you.
As did I. Oh yeah. Well,
yeah.
And we had Hey on. You remember the show? We had him on, and we talked to him about this. He's always, and that's why, and I know, and I've talked to Billy and Ken about this too. Hey is very accurate in what he says. Okay, he doesn't come out and put things out here without fact checking and without doing some research. Okay, he's part of that 9 to 5 group. Okay, and they're well-known technical journals online. Okay, that 9 to 5 group is fantastic. 9 to 5 Google, Mac, all that. They do a fantastic job. So hey, if you're watching tonight, kudos to you. You did absolutely fantastic on this. Absolutely. And, and people are asking, already, and I've seen in the chat, somebody says $399. Is that with or without remote? Okay. Now, it's very, very, I think it's going to be with remote, because I think this is going to be such a small drone. I don't see them not selling it with a remote. However, I think a Fly More package is probably going to run about $599 for something like this. Include your couple extra batteries, a case, a charging, different kind of charging brick to charge more than one battery at a time, that kind of a thing. But pricing it right like this, it's going to be under a lot of Christmas trees this year, Marcus. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, no, they better have a bunch of them. So I'm going to disagree with you on one thing. $399. I'll bet you the remote. You're gonna have to pony another $100. I mean, that $399, Bill, that just sounds almost too good to be true to me.
Oh yeah, it does to me as well. But I'm thinking, as far as DJI knew this all along. Okay, I can't help but believe, and like we talked when we talked about how the coincidence thing, they have their, if you want to call them spies, but they have their people in the industry that know others in the industry that tell them things. Okay, they knew Skydio 2 was coming out, and their timing on this was impeccable. I mean, they say timing is absolutely everything, and it is in this instance. It's impeccable. It came right out. There was absolutely no problem about that whatsoever.
Yep.
As far as DJI is concerned. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's get. So that's the point. Is, man, it's turning out to be an exciting drone season. Like Ron Brown said, he goes, the problem is they're all going to show up just about the time the snow flies. So it's going to be all us drone reviewers sitting in our offices holding these drones up and making videos, and we can't fly them because it's snowing outside.
Well, it's going to be more to add to the collection. And, with them doing something like this now, they're also, now when we talked a couple of weeks ago, I know one of my contacts has said, DJI is coming out with another drone in 2020, and all indications are it's going to be a beefed up Mavic 2. All right. And it's going to have, the features on it that will rival, that will make it equivalent, from what I hear, it's going to make it equivalent to like a Phantom 4 Pro V2.0. All right. It's going to have the OcuSync 2.0. It's going to have the mechanical shutter on it. It's going to be everything the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0 was, but in a compact foldable package, and it's now see, remember too, as far as, January 1st, what DJI said, it's going to have that air sense on it, which is, every drone that they make that's over 250 grams is going to have air sense on it. Okay. So it makes absolutely perfect sense for them to release the Mavic Mini right now. Okay. Because it's not going to have air sense on it. So when you buy it, it's not, you don't have to worry about, oh, I bought a drone that's not going to have air sense on it kind of thing. All right. It's going to be already there as far as, it's ready to go. You still have to abide by the rules, but you don't have to register it. I mean, it's just like you get it out of the box, charge it up, you're good to go kind of a thing,
Yeah. So, when we talk about a newer version of the Mavic 2, I think there's absolutely a market for that. If they can put that Hasselblad camera with some kind of optical zoom on there, I think that would be a winner, and they would sell a bunch of those as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, the zoom is such a great drone, and I think a lot of people, I know Ken Dono has kind of flipped between the zoom and the pro as far as which one he likes, but when he's shooting, he's using the pro because it gives him, it gives him what he needs when he's out there, when he's shooting a house. Okay. The zoom capabilities are nice, but he doesn't really need that when he's shooting a house. But he told me, he said it really does everything it needs to do. Cause I asked him, I said, you don't use a Phantom 4 Pro? And he says, no, I don't use the Phantom 4. And he says, sometimes he uses the Evo to get some good color with the houses that he's shooting. But more often than not, the Mavic 2 Pro, it can also fit, it's also, the size, thinking about the size factor of that as well, and being able to get through sides of houses and negotiate things and everything. So it makes perfect sense to use that for something like, a drone, a house shoot.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Bill. I've thought of that with the Skydio. If you're a real estate photographer, that Skydio is just going to be amazing. Especially if it's an older house with a bunch of trees and all that. All of a sudden, you don't have to be afraid of crashing your drone. You can get in there and get those angles and those shots that you want without worrying that you're going to send your drone flying. And I don't know, potentially, I presume, even on indoor shots, where you've got a house with a high ceiling or something like that, and you're trying for that dramatic shot. I don't know why that Skydio wouldn't be perfect for that.
Yeah, Chris Madge just said, I bet it'll be ready for Black Friday. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't doubt it. I just absolutely don't doubt it at all. I mean, to have that, it'll be a perfect storm for Christmas. Okay. Skydio's Christmas is already made because they're sold out. Okay. Maybe even now through 3 production cycles. All right. And
I'll bet you they're looking for angel investors right now to help them build a new factory. That's what.
I bet. Absolutely. I mean, with this kind of a response. And, when that first video comes out about the Skydio 2 and people see, it is the real deal, it's going to do even better. Okay. And now with the Mavic Mini coming out, okay, that's going to you're going to see so many 12 and 13-year-olds get Mavic Minis for Christmas. Okay. And it's going to be, you're going to have so many people out there on YouTube looking for videos on how to run the Mavic Mini. Okay. It's a perfect storm. And Gadget Inspector, thank you for stopping by tonight. We really appreciate it. Lauren says, expect it November 12th to 14th. Okay. There we go. You have the answer. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lauren has been telling us all along that this thing's on the way. So
yes,
I expect we should be listening to what he has to say.
Yeah, you're spot on, Lauren. Thank you for sharing that with us. I mean, absolutely spot on. So, it's gonna do well, also in terms, and think about this too, I won't say DJI has gotten bad press, and it's not really their fault, but they had to raise prices as far as the tariff was concerned. We've talked about this kind of ad nauseum, but unfortunately their prices had to go up. And I know, I think Lauren contacted me and he said, right now in Canada, you can buy, like, I think he said, like, the Pro for like the normal US price used to be, okay, before tariffs up in Canada right now. So, you know, if you want to get a hold of Lauren, you're welcome to do that. But, you know, as far as the prices are concerned, I think it will probably bode real well and bring a lot of people back into the DJI fold, because I think a lot of people were kind of like, we're thinking, you know.
Listen, Bill, yeah, that's a good point, because I got to tell you, it was kind of driving me crazy. I felt like their drone enthusiasts got a little bit disrespected this year. They could have communicated with us better, and the way that the drones have been coming and going on their website, I don't know. You know, that doesn't give you the warm and fuzzy.
Right. I agree 100%. You know, and I think this will bring a lot of goodwill, especially, you know, if this price holds true, if that includes a remote for $399 and it's under 300 grams, look out. I mean, it's just, you better hit, as soon as, let's say, it gets released at 9 a.m., you better have hit that buy button by 9:01, or, you know, it'll be gone. You won't even get a chance to get that. Okay. And here we go. The perfect storm for November. Okay. I know Ron was talking about, you know, the cold and the snowy weather will be coming, and I know it'll be hitting your way as well too. But here we are. The perfect storm's going to hit. We're going to get the Skydio 2 come out like in the first week in November, and probably get those. Probably in the second or third week, you know, of November, the Mavic Mini is going to come out, and probably, I would say, Thanksgiving, they'll probably be getting them by then. So here you are, two drones.
And the Zino Pro. Don't forget the Zino Pro.
And the Zino Pro coming out. Okay. So, you know, you have 3 drones coming out. So I think that means Marcus and Ron need to come down to Florida to test their drones. Okay. I think we need to put you guys up. And then we'll just go out to that big field where we're at, and we're just going to have a free for all testing the Zino Pro, the Mavic Mini, and the Skydio 2. I just think that's what we're going to have to do.
That's about the size of it. Yeah. In fact, yeah. I guess I'll be looking for cheap flights down to Florida, Bill.
Well, Ron, yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, Ron did real well when he came down to Florida last year. Do you know how much he paid for his flight? He used his points from Southwest. I think he and his wife each paid like $18.
Wow.
Because he had points on Southwest, because that's how Southwest does the points kind of deal. Okay. And that's how I fly. And then we got to fly. Let's see, I think either Lavalier and I, when we went up to see our grandbaby, one of us was free because of points. Okay. And the other one, it was greatly reduced because we had enough points, because we use Southwest and we bank the points, and that's just wonderful. I mean, it's just absolutely wonderful. And especially having those, you know, round non-stops between here and Columbus is just golden. So, yeah.
Well, I can tell you, flying from Boise, because we're not a hub, you know, anything that we fly out of here, for instance, when I go down to spin up, I'm gonna have to fly up to Seattle and then Seattle to Austin. But for Florida, I guess because Orlando is Orlando, you can usually get some pretty reasonable tickets. I mean, like, I've flown for both my wife and I for $700 round trip. I mean, that's the two of us to Orlando and back before. So that's probably the hot tip from here to get to Florida.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, and our weather's starting to change here too, because, you know, we're getting the rains that we should have got back in September, and it's finally, things are starting to cool off, because our days, it's like barely hitting high 80s now, which is good, because it had been like in the 90s. It's barely hitting that, and we're getting some rain, which has been much needed, because it's just like really dry right now. So yeah, those temperatures are cooling off, which I tell you what, when December hits down here, Marcus, it's like nirvana. I mean,
perfect weather.
It's perfect.
Hey, just caught my eye here, Bill.
Yes.
So Mike Kenny is saying he canceled his order. So Mike, I must have missed that. What, you canceled your order on what, the Skydio? Or?
Skydio too. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah. Chris Midge, Bill, I posted a great video on last week's show comments. Don't know if anyone's seen it, but there was a funny comment on the video from the pilot of the Skydio too. Chris, will definitely watch that. Okay. You can, Chris, if you want to send me that link to my email address, BillTheDroneReviewer@gmail.com, I'll get it out on the Facebook group and page, so we can share that with everybody. So please go ahead and do that. I'll be happy, very happy to do that. Okay. Good flying is coming. I love fall. Absolutely. Okay. So yeah, we got a lot coming up. You know, we got the Skydio 2, we got the Zino Pro, we got the Mavic Mini coming up. I mean, this is going to be one of those Christmases that it's going to be, you know, we've been patiently waiting all year. Okay. You know, and like good kids, Santa is gonna have these treats for us under the tree when you know, around Christmas time. I mean, imagine, you know, being able to get all three of these Jones for Christmas right now. I mean, it's gonna be a great year as far as drones are concerned. You know, because
it started out tough, didn't it?
It really did. I mean, you know, we had, you know, when we go back and we take a look at things. Okay, thank you, Chris. You know, when we go back and take a look at things as far as this year is concerned, okay, we really didn't even a lot of drone related stuff because, you know, we had the smart controller come out in January, okay, then we had, you know, the RoboMaster S1 came out, then we had the Osmo Action came out, then we had the DJI FPV goggles and accessories come out, and then we had the Osmo Mobile 3 come out. You know, so it wasn't really, you know, if you want to use pure drone kind of related stuff, it was really like, you know, we're only looking at the smart controller as far as that's concerned. And you know, when you think about it, and you know, a lot of people were just, you know, speculating as to what DJI was doing and what's going on. You know, and like you said, you brought up a good point. You know, DJI's been playing this, you know, not in stock, you know, in stock, you know, kind of game as far as that's concerned. And, you know, just, you know, we don't know what's up. We don't know which end's which. You know,
and don't misunderstand what I was saying, Bill. I'm a big fan of DJI, but all I'm saying is it's been frustrating. That's what I meant by that.
It really has been. And I think the other thing is too, you know, from a commercial drone standpoint, however, DJI's really kind of like hit a home run this year. You know, that Phantom 4 or the P4 that they're calling it, you know, for the agriculture P4 and the Agris T16, I think, you know, they're going to revolutionize agricultural and farming. Okay. And just make a huge difference on that. I think that's going to just be, you know, the P4 multispectral, you know, being able to see, you know, in spots in crops where, you know, there's infestation with insects from up in the air, you know, stuff that only farmers could have dreamed of years ago. It's now reality, and it's easily within their grasp. And these are things, you know, and you don't have to be, I think, a rocket scientist to fly that P4 multispectral. I mean, it will show you things, and it'll be real obvious with the app on to be able to take care of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just absolutely, I think, just a fantastic, you know, piece of machinery.
Hey, Bill, so you look at in the chat here, Philly Drone Life is saying, I'm so addicted to drones, even though it will not fly in the city, I'll have to have it. And then Lon Dennard is going, yeah, I have about a dozen. You know, we're all afflicted with that, guys. So that's well, and then Lon is saying cell phones too. He picked up the Galaxy Fold. Well, yeah.
It's, well, you know, one of the things that that I have coming up here. Let me show you. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna be doing not only a review on this. This is my Note 10 Plus here, okay, and it has the Aura Glow on the back. You can see it has the different colors on here on the case, and I have to tell you, it has 12 gigabytes of RAM on here. Now this thing is just like lightning fast, and what I'm dying to do is get out this weekend and hook it up and use it with both the Mavic 2 Pro and also the Phantom 4 Pro. And hopefully it's sunny, because it's been kind of like a hit and miss on the weekends. But I want to see how the resolution on the screen works out in the sun and compare that to like the smart controller.
We just got to have a showdown is what we have to do with the.
Yes. Now I got to ask you, Marcus. Okay. And this is one of the other things that I wanted to talk about tonight was, how's the iPhone 11 been as far as using it with your drones, as far as being outside?
So I'm glad you brought that up. So the other day I was flying the Zino with it, and I was out in bright sunshine, and all of a sudden it occurred to me, hey, I can see the screen. I mean, it looks really good. And I can tell you, if that had been my iPhone 10, I would have been struggling to see the screen. And so just to kind of tell people what's going on, the new iPhone has 800 nits of brightness, and then it can go at certain times all the way up to 1200 nits, which is a very bright screen. So yeah, that's why are we talking about cell phones on a drone channel? Because we use cell phones to fly our drones, and it does make a big difference. And the other thing that's important that we don't talk about often is the computing power of your phone can also affect how well your drone flies too. There's a lot of drones that actually, particularly in the follow me modes, they'll suck some of the computing power off your phone to make that work. So anyway, probably more than everybody wanted to hear.
No. I think it's a good point, because I think, a lot of people, don't use tablets. Now, I also use my iPad mini 4 out there, when I'm doing that, but that has a tendency, especially when it's hot outside, to overheat. And I'm not in favor of that. So, getting a smart controller was a godsend. And one of the other things that I'm waiting for on DJI for is, and they've taken forever. Okay. I was beta testing their firmware update. I got selected for their program that included the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0. All right. That's still in beta, and that's been in beta since like June. Okay. and it's October now. All right.
Yeah.
It's time for DJI to say, you know what? We're done. It's been tested. Let's get it out. I mean, it's how much more testing can you do? I mean, I've tested it every way that I could possibly think of, as far as, going through the motions. I mean, really getting it out there, and I caught a lot of flack for doing negative testing. Okay. Now, coming from Kolsky, well, RC, thank you for showing up tonight.
Hey, and he's up late. You got to call
you
that
are
out.
up very late, Kolsky.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Thank you for showing up tonight. Really appreciate that.
Hey, one more thing I don't want you to miss.
Yeah, go ahead,
Bill, is that Philly Drone Life was asking about the brightness of the Note 10. Do you happen to know what that is?
No, I think it's 1,000 nits, but I could be mistaken. But I can tell you the Note 8, when I was out there, when I had the resolution like about 60%, not quite 70%. Out in the sunlight, I could see it, the Note 8. So that's why I'm really impressed so far with what I've seen with the Note 10 Plus. And I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic when I go out there. Now, I think a lot of things, one of the other things, and I learned this from Rick Smith and also from Billy Kyle, is, when you're out there, when you're flying, and I think this is a tip that everybody can use, regardless of the drone that you're flying, is, shut down all your other apps, okay, when you're out flying. And it might also be a good thing too to put your phone into airplane mode so you don't get any phone calls while you're flying. Because I'll tell you what, it will mess things up if you get a phone call while you're out there flying. So I've done that, and I can't tell you, it makes it a seamless experience. You're not getting, and also your notifications, not only shut down your apps, but turn off all your other notifications as well. Like if you get Facebook notifications or Twitter or Instagram or, Messenger, shut them off. That way you're fine. You don't have to worry about all that stuff. So
yeah,
that's just one of those kind of tips. Okay. Tuan Lee, quick question. Is it true that DJI copyright that only DJI can do Facebook live streams? No other drone can do Facebook live streams. Tuan, you may be right on that. I really don't know. That's a very good question, as far as Facebook live streams are concerned. Now, thank you, Dehan. Appreciate that. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about too, and kind of like reverting back to the Skydio too, I did mention that it has 720p live streaming on but that's just the FPV on the controller itself, folks. Okay. The official answer from Skydio, and I did see this from somebody, is there will be no live streaming with Facebook or YouTube on Skydio 2. So just to kind of, that's the information that I have right now. If that changes, I will let everybody know.
So that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Because it would be the perfect drone for that.
Oh yes, absolutely. It really would. I mean,
yeah,
it really would. So
yeah.
I want to welcome everybody here tonight. I want to thank everybody so much. I think it's fantastic. Ron Levesque, Better with the Drone, Lons in the house tonight. Thank you for showing up. Philly Drone Life was here. Larry Boggs was here. Drone Worship was here tonight. Let's see who else. Art was here tonight. Chris Madge was here tonight. We've had a lot of people. Air Photography. I'm glad you were here tonight. Really like your channel. Thank you for going here. Lon Denner, 1300 Nits. Thank you, Lon, for that. I knew you would probably that. Cold War Television was here tonight. Drone Master Kolsky was here. We really thank you for showing up tonight. We're kind of at a point right now that we're going to kind of wrap things up here. Marcus, any closing thoughts that you have?
Just like you, I'm excited. Got some great stuff coming up. Really looking forward to Spin Up. And then also, that Zino Pro, I realize it's nothing compared to these other two drones, but it just kind of holds a special place for me. I love that little drone. So looking forward to that. And then, I'm just so tickled, Bill, that we hit that button on that Skydio. As well as this Mavic Mini, man, oh man, it is exciting times to have a drone. So,
well, Billy Kyle's in the house. Hey, Billy.
There's Billy.
Hey, Billy. It's good to see you tonight, my friend.
To see you.
Good.
Hey, we should also give a shout out to the admins tonight. Bill, admins have been doing a really good job in taking care of business. So
yes, Josh from Parks and Tech, Mike Roach Studios. Yep. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for watching tonight. And we really enjoy having you on here. Larry Boggs, thank you. Appreciate that. So, one of the other things, that I wanted to say tonight too, before we close out, we're coming up on some great times here as far as, these drones are concerned. But I think one of the other things we need to remember, holidays are coming up. And it's going to be a wonderful time. So one of the things that I want to stress, and we're looking forward, and I tell you what, Marcus, we're going to have a blast because you and Ron are going to join us when we do our giveaways for Christmas. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be we're going to have a total blast this year. It's going to be different as far as what we're giving away. More than likely, what we're going to be giving away some BillTheDroneReviewer mugs. See, this is something everybody can get, because last year I was giving away like Mavic 2 Pro landing gear and people didn't have Mavic 2 Pros that I was giving it to, or I had a case for a Spark that somebody didn't have a Spark and they had a Mavic 2 Pro, So in order to avoid that, I'm going to give something that's going to be, one size fits all. We're going to do that. And then where did I put? Yes.
Well, what if they don't drink coffee?
Well, you know what? They don't drink coffee. They can put their Coca-Cola in it.
There you
we're
go.
also going to be doing the hat too. Now, I don't know anybody that doesn't like a hat, and it's embroidered as far as that's concerned. It's not stenciled on. And I'm also thinking too, we might have a couple of other surprises, like maybe a polo shirt or two, as far as that. So it's going to be absolutely fantastic. We're just going to have such a great blast with that. I mean, it's just mind blowing as far as that's concerned. So, have fun, spend time with family and friends. Life is too short to worry about, things. Absolutely. Just enjoy yourselves. Okay. It's just, I can't stress that enough, and enjoy spending time with family and friends. I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. I want to thank Marcus. Ron was out with his wife tonight. Spending time with family is paramount, always. Okay. We've done 41 shows this year. We've only missed one weekly show, and that's because Valerie was in the emergency room in January when we did that. But I want to thank all you guys for showing up. Marcus, thank you so much for being the excellent co-host that you are. To the moderators tonight, yeoman's job. Appreciate that so much. Want to thank everybody again. And remember, as always, it's a great day to fly. Take care, guys.